I feel like Spider-Man players are on crack, because they've been asking for buffs, and I am too. I absolutely do want to see my favorite character get a little buff, but I feel like these people have no idea what balance is. I feel like I've seen some insane, like the idea of Hook refreshing after a kill is insane! Because could you imagine just a Spider-Man sitting next to a hole and that's their entire gameplay? Just waiting to hook some guy off the map? And if they do, they just hook another guy off the map. And if they do, they hook another guy off the map. Some of these Spider-Man players don't understand what balance actually is in a video game. Because buffing a character to be useful does not mean making that character meta, or making that character the meta. That's not balance. That's over-tuning. Granted, Spider-Man has not been in the best place for the last couple seasons, but he doesn't need all that. Now, if you will, hear me out on the buffs I would give Spider-Man. And there's only two. There's only two that I want to test the waters with. Some people just want the Squirrel Girl team up 10%. Frankly, while that would be nice, I think it's unnecessary. Because I think there's two buffs much more impactful. And the first one ain't that big a deal to most. The second one, I think I'm cooking. Because when it comes to the first buff, it's very simple. I just want a normal grounded speed buff. That way, a melee character like Spider-Man can actually melee people without needing to use two buttons in order to do it. Without needing to use a web swing and a web cluster in order to cancel that that web zip into his melees. I feel like that's just a lot of work for very little, especially since his melee is not that great, and getting away from Spider-Man is pretty easy when he doesn't have any webs. If he's out of webs, it is a misplay on the Spider-Man's play. On the Spider-Man's hands, running out of webs, huge mistake. But at the same time, if you want to commit and be in a fight for long periods of time and catch up to people, without feeling like you're just kind of swinging in and out, and just kind of being a random fly that the enemy team might not like, buffing his movement speed to make him a more active player in the match overall would do a lot. And a lot of people have suggested adding another swing. And that's just not a good idea. Because if you add another swing, all he does is become even harder to kill, rather than actually be an active player in the fight. Because he swings in, he gets hit a bunch, he swings out, he swings in again with his third one now, and now he takes a bunch of damage and he swings out again. There's very little punishment, and now he can just kind of be a small nuisance twice as much. And while that's big for a character like Spider-Man, it's still not that fun for, I think, either parties. I've played Spider-Man for about 60 hours. Not as long as some people, but I love this character. And the funniest part about him is being in the fight. You know, like I'm playing a video game. So swinging in and out, I don't think is the part we need to buff. But him actually doing things while he's in the fight, I think is absolutely what we need to buff. Him being able to actually catch up to people and melee them is going to make this character way more fun and way more engaging. Now, of course, doesn't really fix his damage, and that's fair. Doesn't really fix his baseline damage, even if he will be doing more consistently. And that's where the second buff idea comes in. My second buff idea is to his ammo. And while a lot of people have suggested just giving him more ammo, or making it recharge faster, or giving him a reload, which was initially an idea that I supported a lot. But then I thought about it, and I thought, how can this be more rewarding or more fun for the Spider-Man? And I thought about web tracers. Web tracers is a mechanic for Spider-Man that emphasizes having fun and getting in and using his abilities. So I thought, what if you just got to do more of that? What if adding a web tracer and then triggering it with a melee will give him back a web? Just one web. And I think that would be awesome. Because imagine all those situations where you've gotten in and you hit your combos. That's the key part of this. You hit your combos and you're actually doing your job, but it is literally impossible to kill someone in front of you. And they survive on just like 10 or 50 HP. It would be really nice if you just had one more shot of ammo in order to actually contribute to this kill. And I think this does have much larger ramifications than just one web tracer, of course, because you can add the web tracer and melee and get the web tracer, get the melee. But that's just it. I feel like Spider-Man needs this constant presence beyond just flying in, punching a couple people, and then flying away. I feel like making Spider-Man players want to stay in the fight longer isn't a bad idea. And I think it negates the need to buff his damage at all, because he's going to be doing more damage in general, because he's going to just be able to actually shoot more and also get his tracers back, and thus do more damage from his tracers. I think these two buffs are absolutely what Spider-Man needs. But some of these players are on crack. Some of these Spidey players are desperate. Be sure to subscribe if you liked the video.